very sensuous in a Renaissance classical art embodiment. There's an austerity, but also a richly full of emotion score, um, which helped build a lushness to it, and a texture to the piece as well. I wanted to paint this film, and I really did feel like the framing of it felt very painterly and intentional, and captured a world in each frame. I thought this was quite masterfully done, and my only complaint was that it didn't last long enough. So I think really wonderful understanding of the juxtapositions and the interplay between the visuals, some of the elements like a nose ring, the classical music, and the somewhat modern take on the cinematography.
Human is uncovered from the sheet. Seems like this place may have been abandoned for quite some time. It kind of resembles like it's just been chilling in the attic for me, as if someone is awakening after quite some time, connecting with these pieces of themselves in solace. And it's, I always think about the things we kind of keep trapped inside under lock and key, and for slight moments in time, we allow ourselves to feel these emotions and express these emotions. And we do that sometimes better off when we're alone, to be able to really move forward and see what happens after what we do with what remains.
Well, what I really loved about this was the filmmaker. It was just a team of one. He just he danced the piece, he shot it, edited it, created the music. This is a singular accomplishment. And it was I love the title "Remain." Before I even started watching it, I was just like, oh, I really like this title, and I just felt like there was like it was sort of just a visual sculpture, and getting a view of this body and in the movement within this space, and yeah, that's kind of what I took from it there. But it was wonderfully done. I love that he did everything and accomplished a beautiful piece like this. So
It was a really cohesive piece. I think it was choreographed really well. I think cinematography wise, you had some really great shots in it. Um, I think this dancer, he was there was a really great contrast in rigidity and um, this smooth, like lyrical contemporary movement with him, that paired greatly with the score, and it showed him almost statuesque, and breaking free of that and seeing what remains, or at least that was my interpretation of it. But I think it was a beautiful look into movement and came together really, really well.
Very atmospheric film. It's moody, it's poetic, it's very quiet and graceful. Um, Feels very intimate and personal as well, I thought. I loved the minimalist approach that the filmmakers took here. Uh, Particularly the choice to underexpose the photography, I thought worked really well and creates a very powerful aesthetic. Visually, the film plays with light and dark, and it even almost looks like a black and white film. Um, Overall, I thought this was a thoughtful and thought-provoking film, and I thought it was very well done.
Like it was dark, but you could see everything. So it gave it this moody kind of feel to the entire piece. And I loved that. Thought that the dancer did an amazing job. The movements were so methodical, but smooth at the same time. And it just really kind of kept you riveted on what was happening on the screen. The music added to it because it was such a hauntingly pretty melody that it was almost sad.
Quite gripping. It brings you right in. And the combination of close-ups with medium close-ups, where it makes this feel like a very intimate dance, and that we're almost intruding on it. Not sure what is supposed to be remaining, but it does feel like we shouldn't remain in this spot. It does feel like we're intruding on something very private and intimate, which makes the film and the dance itself very, very beautiful. It's something that you don't see very often. It's one of those things that, as the dancer contorts his body, that we notice exactly what he's doing. It feels almost as if he's a moving statue, a work of art in and of himself.